Hey guys, I'm Stephanie Weaver and welcome back to my studio. What we're going to be doing this week is applying another layer of burnt sienna onto our panel. So we've probably accomplished quite a bit of details in the first week. So this one we're going to round it out and finish those details before we can start glazing on paint. So some of the questions that I've gotten in the past about this technique is, do I do this for every single painting? The answer is no. I don't do this for every single painting, and it's not really required for every single painting, but it is helpful in understanding like the values, and I do recommend that every beginning student start with this technique because it really helps you understand the overall values and help you understand some of the basic techniques that we're talking through. And today's, what we're really going to talk through is hard, soft edges and what's like diffused or lost edges. And we're going to talk through those and really identify where those exist in our painting so that you can control the viewer's eye. That's kind of what happens behind that reasoning, why we want soft and diffused and then hard edges. So what happens with hard edges is that's where your eye is naturally drawn to, because with hard edges, that creates focus in your painting. And so that's what we're going to do here. Is we're going to identify where we want the focus. And you need to identify where you want your focus to be on your particular painting. And it could be really, it's up to your choice. That's the beauty of this. And you don't necessarily have to make it look like the picture in terms of focus, but it's something that you can identify yourself. Which also comes in handy because sometimes with photography, there's a settings on in photography that allow you to control the focus. And then sometimes with landscapes, what photography artists will do is they will make the whole scene in focus. So as an artist, maybe you want one particular area to be in focus. And so you can control that using hard and soft edges. So that's what we're really going to do and focus on here today, is defining those hard and soft edges and refining our values. The other thing that I'm going to focus on today is because in the first round of painting, this was so wet that I couldn't really get nice smooth edges like I would want. Like there's a really kind of rough transition between the dark tone and the medium tone. And I want to smooth that transition out so it makes it look more three-dimensional, more egg-shaped, instead of like an egg that's been dropped on the floor, hard-boiled egg that's been dropped on the floor. Which that might be in itself kind of a cool technique and something to do, but right now that's not what I'm wanting to achieve with this painting. So I'm going to work on that. All right. So I still have my reference image. I'm still using burnt sienna and I'm still using Gamsol. That's it. That's all we really need. Well, you need paintbrushes, but I think you need that one. So anyway, one of the other questions that I get besides the question is, do I do this every single time? Which is the answer is no. The other question is, so if you do this, how many paintings do you work on at once? And so like I've got this big wall behind me, and every one of those is a work in progress. So I do float between one painting and another because sometimes I get bored with a painting. I mean, seriously, we're painting eggs in a towel. It's not that fun, but it's an exercise and it's purposeful. Meanwhile, I've got projects back here that I actually do consider fun and extremely time consuming. They're like huge, and there's still going to be points in time that even though they're like really, really cool and interesting to me, I'm going to get so bored of it. So I do flip around quite a bit, and I encourage you to do that too, because here's the thing. You're going to have to wait for things to dry. So why not work on multiple projects, and that way you can still continue to practice and paint and really get a feel for how the paint works, how you work, and how colors work. All right? So